Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the TFC YouTube channel, where today we will be discussing and ranking all the Premier League managers this season. This is including the ones that have got sacked, and I wonder where they'll be they'll be on this tier list. But yeah, as I was saying, welcome back to the TFC YouTube channel. To the other side is Mr. Jazz11 Jack. Welcome back to my football show where we waffle about football. And
you massive waffler.
Obviously, before we do get into it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, as we're literally, the next video that you should see on this channel is going to be inside the TFC studio. We're going to be back in the studio. Boris Johnson, all of a sudden, likes the football chat and is allowing us to record. But on a serious note, yeah, make sure to leave a like and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload, and streams as well. TFC Live will be returning when we get back into the studio. But today, as I said, we're ranking the Premier League managers of this season. So, the 5 tiers are world class, very good, good, stinker, and stick to football manager. And this was where Mr. Jazz11 would be, because he thinks he's so good at footballing and managing. And no, if you got a managerial job, you'd be sacked. You'd be sacked instantly. You wouldn't be given the job. Just because you have a good save with Lincoln or something, or just because you have a
Lincoln. You think I'd use Lincoln?
Yeah, you're definitely the kind of guy. Luton, maybe Luton. You definitely have a save with Luton.
Up that.
But yeah, you seem like the kind of guy that would have a career with Luton, win the league, and think all of a sudden that you are better than Pep Guardiola. But I mean, on the note of Pep Guardiola, I was going to start with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but let's start with Pep Guardiola. Where does he stand in this list?
Mate. Well
done. Smooth transition. We're all about that on the TFC YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe.
You've started with world class, mate. You've started.
I think he's the best manager in the league. Yeah. Obviously, I think there'll be some Liverpool fans that will beg to differ and say that maybe Jurgen Klopp's above him, but I would say that Pep Guardiola
is just a waffler.
I think Pep Guardiola deserves to be. Yeah, he deserves to be in the world class tier, and I don't think many people will debate against that. But if you think that Pep Guardiola should stick to Football Manager, then comment down below your opinions. But you are wrong. So
he never played Football Manager.
That's probably where he got his original managerial skills. I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he's ignoring his age and the fact that it probably wasn't made. It definitely wasn't made when he was younger, but that's exactly where he got it.
Rocked up at Man City with his Football Manager save where he won him the Champions League and they signed him right up.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to one that will probably stir the pot a little bit more, I guess you could say. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, probably one of the most interesting managers here, because some people say he's good and that he's done a very good job at Man United. Others will say that he's got a bit lucky and that maybe he isn't quite the manager that people think he is. So what do you think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? What's your opinions on his season? And I guess just him as a manager in general.
It's got to be bottom tier. Get him straight down to stick to Football Manager. He is just awful. An awful manager. I
was going to say stinker or good. But you really think that he should stick to Football Manager?
He's awful. He's so bad. That United team is so bad. They get away with so much. Like, the VAR decisions going for them this season have been mental. It is true, though.
I think, obviously, Man United, and there will be Manchester United fans punching their monitors right now, but Man United have got lucky, and I don't think anyone can deny that. They've got extremely lucky VAR decisions, and everyone else has played bad, and I think that's why they're second. Not because they've played amazing, because everyone else has played, they've gone through patches, or they've just played terribly throughout the whole season.
They've remained consistent, but they're just not very good. Like, a lot of XG has them in third behind Chelsea, so that it shows they're not awful.
I think it does show. He was an interim manager originally, and fair play to him for sticking, keeping that role. But I don't know, maybe the issue is if we put anyone in these stinkers or the stick to Football Manager tiers, you've got to think about who's going to replace them. I mean, obviously, there's something we probably don't want to get into today because it's a long discussion. And I know that, we don't want to have the 56-minute tier list video like we did a couple of weeks ago. But I think...
That's done well now, to be fair, though.
Yeah, I mean, he has done well, so make sure to leave a like, though, because some people didn't like our decisions in that one.
Yeah.
So make sure to leave a like, but hopefully we won't annoy as many fans. So in the aim to really, to not make many Manchester United fans totally smash their monitors, I'd put him in stinker. Because while he's done what he's done at Man United, I don't think it is him. He's got some really good players there at Manchester United.
He's done nothing.
I'm not sure what really he's done. Obviously, they'll say, he got second in the league. Obviously...
The argument... Hang on, you go first.
I was just going to say, obviously, we're not saying that we could do any better than these managers, but you've got to remember, these are professional managers. You're not. You're not, Mr. Jazz 11.
I am saying that.
You're not. Sure. But yeah, I don't think we could do any better than these managers. But these are, Premier League managers. They need to expect, you need to expect a lot from these managers. They're being paid a lot, and they've got some world-class players as well. So yeah, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, stinker. I think it's fair. You wanted to go stick to Football Manager.
Oh yeah.
But I certainly wouldn't put him above stinker in my personal opinion. And obviously, this is all opinionated, but we are correct. So, Steve Bruce.
We are correct. Yeah,
Steve Bruce, I'm pretty sure I saw him down at the Chippy a couple of days ago. Where do you reckon he's going to go?
He's not brilliant, is he?
Yeah, I mean, they did beat Leicester,
really
didn't they?
Bad ones or world-class ones in this list, so...
I think you could put him in stinker.
Yeah, that's probably fitting.
I think stinker's...
manager, better than Ole Gunnar. Put him above Ole Gunnar. So
okay. Listen, because I saw you at the Chippy, he was a quality guy. So, yeah, Steve Bruce, he's a bit of a stinker. Listen, he's been through patches at Newcastle. He beat Leicester, which was good. But Steve Bruce's black and white army isn't quite... it's not the best team in the world, and I would put Steve Bruce in stinker as well. Okay, I better pronounce this right. Ralph Hasenhüttl or Hasenhüttl, which way do you say it?
Ralph Hasenhüttl. Yeah.
Hasenhüttl. Okay, him. Yes, that Donny.
Ralph Hasenhüttl. Yeah.
Yeah, where would you put the Southampton manager? He's been through a lot of Southampton, hasn't he? He's been through a lot.
Yeah, I know. He survived like 2 9-1s. So...
Yeah, it is a bit strange.
Or a 9-1-9 or something like that.
Is it another stinker?
I actually really like him as a manager, though. I think I really rate him, and I think he'd be brilliant at somewhere like Tottenham. But
I think that is obviously that's where we got Pochettino. Originally, Pochettino came from Southampton. And a lot of talent, a lot of talent does come out of Southampton. Not only managers, but players as well. I mean, you saw. I mean, like Bale obviously came out of Southampton. I mean, Mane. The list is the list is pretty much endless.
So yeah.
But Ralph Hasenhüttl, I think that is good. Good. I think good is a fair.
Well done.
Yeah, I think he's better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, better than Steve Bruce. I think good is a fair ranking. Moving on to the West Ham manager. West Ham have had a weird season, haven't they? Slaven Bilic.
Is that Slaven Bilic? I don't think he was the manager at all this year.
Was it? Hang on. Fact check alert. If it is Slaven Bilic, opinions.
It might be Slaven Bilic. I didn't recognise who that was, but I didn't think he was in charge at any point during the season.
I've got a feeling he was.
I thought David Moyes.
David Moyes. What a baller. I don't think that's David Moyes, though.
I'm having a stinker right now. Yeah.
Obviously, so I imagine, Slaven Bilic was... Slaven Bilic was sacked in the morning. So, yeah.
What morning, though? That's the question.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah. So, Slaven Bilic, well...
Bilic. Change name now.
Bilic. What do we think?
If Ole Gunnar's in stinker, then Slavan is as well.
Stinker? I think Stinker. I think you're going to be. It's going to be
Yeah.
tough to find a manager that goes stick to Football Manager. But
Wasn't
there's one that
Bilic
I
at
can
West
see at
Brom?
least. What?
Wasn't Bilic at West Brom, not West Ham?
Oh yeah,
might be-
I've got that wrong.
That might be what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna say because I
got
don't.
my phone.
I agree. I don't remember him at. Hang on, where's? Yeah, this is a strange old tier list. This one, isn't it? But yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I do see David Moyes in there now. So yes, okay, Slavan Bilic at West Brom obviously was sacked in the morning. He's got sacked either way.
Do we
And,
put
Fireman
Sam
Sam
Allardyce
came
in here
along.
as well?
Where
we
would you
do
put Sam Allardyce? I don't think he's. I mean,
I think good.
good top. I think good.
Good. Yeah.
I think good at best.
Obviously, don't have him on this tier list, but if he was there, then yeah, good.
If he was there, then he would be good. Slavan Bilic.
Actually, you can tell we fact check our things before we record.
yeah. Slavan Bilic. Yeah, I don't know. He went through a phase of going in and out of West Ham. I feel like maybe that was just me.
I know he's at West Ham at some point, yeah, and he's quite good. And then he got sacked, I think, before David Moyes.
Yes,
I keep trying to call David Moyes for some reason.
David Moyes, what a baller! He sounds like all of a sudden he plays up front for Spain. But moving on, a person that has been rumoured to be the next Tottenham manager, Nuno. Where would you put him? He's been through, obviously, since they got promoted, he's been through patches of, being in that really pushing for Europa League spots, but he's also had periods where he's dropped off a bit. Where would you put him? Would you put him good, stinker, football manager, very good, world class?
If you'd asked me at the end of last season, very good, but I think this campaign has been so poor that he's not down to good, yeah.
I think good's fair. Would you put him ahead of Hasenhüttl, or?
Probably behind, and that's strange. I do really rate Hasenhüttl. I'm backing him up. Come on, Ralph. Come on.
I know you're watching. Big fan of the TFC. Make sure to leave a like, Hasenhüttl, please. Okay, right. The Brighton manager is next up. Graham Potter. It is Graham Potter.
I'm about to back this guy to the hill. Here we go.
Okay, what world class then? Graham Potter's in world class.
Stick him
Where do you put him? Where do you put him? Sticks football manager, stinker, good, very good. He can't go world class.
He's top 2 tiers at least.
Okay.
I've killed GM. You're right there, mate.
I think
it's all right.
I think good would top of good. I would personally, I'd personally put him in good, but you think very good.
I think at least very good. He's such a good manager. Brighton created so many chances. They just don't have a striker who can put them away. Expected goals has
then when you think about it, their team, they have some good players, but he is a bit of a tactical genius, I guess you could say.
He's brilliant, honestly. Put him in world class. Go on.
Well, I don't know. I think Mr. Jazz all over. I think world class has got to be the very, very best, Jack. I don't. Yeah. And he is good.
Well, very good. Very good.
Well, meet in the middle. We'll go very good. We'll allow it.
Not Graham Potter.
I'd personally put him at the top of good. Maybe edging into very good.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'd put him in world class above Pep Guardiola. So we move. I'm joking. I'm sure Graham Potter's not as good as Pep.
Sean Dyche is up next. Doesn't he eat worms? Is it worms?
It's
worms.
Probably. I don't know.
I think there was rumours, wasn't it, that he scrans worms. But so on that note, where would you put him in this tier list?
Weird rumour. Who came up with that then? Probably mid-table, so good. He's just so bog standard, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's nothing special. He's not particularly shite though, so yeah, good or do.
Good or do. Where would you put him in that? Put him behind Nuno? I think Nuno behind Nuno. I think stinkers and not stinker. Good is fair. Good is fair, I think. And if Sean Dyche, I know, is a big fan as well. I'm sure he'll be buzzing with that.
They're not going to get relegated anytime soon, but.
Oh no, you've jinxed it, Mr. Jazz. Jack, you've jinxed it.
Then I'm going down next year.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this man's about 90. Roy Hodgson.
Roy Hodgson. There's actually been a lot of discussion with him recently because obviously his contract's up at the end of the season. It looks like Palace won't renew it.
Yeah.
So probably good again.
Good. There's going to be a lot of goods. I think you put him ahead of Sean Dyche. Maybe.
Yeah, no, ahead of Sean Dyche.
I think I don't think you put it. I don't think you put him ahead of Nuno.
With this lack of budget, so yeah, put him in there. Come on, Roy. You'll be able to collect a retirement package soon. Probably already have, actually, haven't you? Not gonna Roy Hodgson like he's watching.
Yeah, he's got to be about 95. No, I think he's in his 70s, isn't he?
Yeah, 74.
He's getting on. He's getting on. So you know you got to respect the elderly. Smack bang in the middle of good. Okay, a manager that many would say is world class, maybe very good.
Yeah,
Ancelotti.
World class.
World class. I think that's fair. I don't think you put it. I don't think you put it ahead of. You don't put it ahead of Pep Guardiola.
No, he's not ahead of Pep. But yeah, he's still world class.
But Carlo Ancelotti, I think he is a world class manager. At Everton, he's done well. He's done well. He's made a good squad at Everton.
I think it hasn't worked though. It's been poor from Everton this season, but they've built a good squad, and hopefully it.
Also, I think you've got to weigh up, obviously, past. You obviously got to weigh up. This isn't just about how he's done this season. It's also just the manager in general, and I think he's been obviously at the biggest clubs, or some of the biggest.
I think that's what you need to take into account when we judge certain people later, maybe.
Oh, I wonder who you mean.
Foreshadowing.
Okay. Yeah, foreshadowing. Make sure to watch till the end. Okay, next up, Scott Parker. Once again been rumoured with Tottenham.
Very good.
Not sure about. Do you think very good?
Sure. I think defo. He's such a good manager.
Obviously, he has just been relegated with Fulham. But Fulham, you know, ex-Tottenham player. That is one of the big things.
Play well. Like, if you look at the XG, they're not in the bottom three.
It is. It's a weird. It's been a weird season. I mean, there's people there that can put on a good game, but they just haven't been consistent enough.
I think Brighton and Fulham are both teams that are really good and set up really well. They just don't score enough. I think that's mainly down to the strikers.
I wouldn't put him ahead of
behind Graham Potter. But another thing I'd add is that he's the only one in that bottom three that hasn't been sacked. I think that shows a lot.
Yeah,
West Brom manager, they sacked Slaven Bilic, like Chris Wilder left.
Yeah, I think with these managers, we might be being a little bit too over, but like over.
I think we're too over.
I think
it's better than our youngsters one, where everyone
I think the main idea is we don't want to just go. He's managed a club that's got relegated. Must have to stick to Football Manager, because it's not always like that.
It's brilliant.
And that's where we put someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Stinker, and you've got, you know, someone like Scott Parker who's got relegated in very good. Because it isn't all reflective of the manager. The manager does have a big say, but you also need the players. There's a lot that goes on at a club. The manager isn't the only person that changes everything.
Like, you wouldn't call Ryan Mason awful just because they lost the cup final.
Yeah.
Imagine. Spin him off.
He's his second game in. He's lost the cup final. He's sacked in the morning. Okay. I'll be intrigued to say what you say about this. I'd say he belongs in the top 2 tiers. Bielsa.
I think top. I think Marcelo Bielsa's got to be top. If you've got Pep in top,
I think if we're putting Carlo,
Pep takes his thing from, doesn't he? He's taken all of his guidance from Marcelo Bielsa. So
I think. Do you put it ahead of Ancelotti?
No, not ahead of Ancelotti.
Yeah,
he hasn't won enough in the European game. Like, he hasn't
I
done
personally put him ahead of Ancelotti, but I think he's a quality manager.
Serial winner.
Yeah, I mean, put it like this, I would have him as the next Tottenham manager. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, if you're watching, please. Okay, another manager that I would take as the next Tottenham manager, Brendan Rodgers.
He's not. It'd be so stupid for him to go to Tottenham, but I think he's in very good for this.
Very good. I think top are very good in my opinion.
Yeah.
Top are very good. Right. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that is fair. Obviously, Leicester, the big uprise of Leicester. Obviously, he hasn't been in part of the whole uprise of Leicester, but he's been there for this season, and he's done very, very well at Leicester. And I think he deserves that spot. The very top are very good. Someone that maybe doesn't belong in the very good tier, and I'm sure even the Arsenal fans will agree, Arteta. Yeah. Where does he go? In my opinion...
No, Arsenal fans need to back him up massively.
I'd say stick to Football Manager. Or Stinker.
Yeah, Stinker.
There you go.
I
There
like
he
Arteta.
is. We knew it, but it would come at one point or another. Stick to Football Manager. If you're watching Arteta, I'm sure you are. Stick to Football Manager, lad. Or go back to Man City and have your assistant role. But I don't think you have earned that spot at the very, at the main frame of the managerial system. I don't think.
I do like Arteta though. His tactics are decent, but that Arsenal squad is just so poor.
It's stinky.
It is so bad.
It's stinky. It is. I think it shows though, doesn't it? I think it shows where Arsenal are at this point. That they're only now.
You didn't watch the game, did you, last night? The Chelsea Arsenal one.
No, I didn't.
Honestly, at times Arsenal played really good football, but last night they won the game, but Chelsea lost
from a mistake from, was it Jorginho?
Jorginho, yeah, literally tried to score an goal.
He thought a bit of a Kieran Trippier against Chelsea a couple of years ago.
In that game. 11 men behind the ball, literally in their own penalty area for about 20 minutes.
I think it shows, though, where Arsenal are, that only now, after almost an entire season's gone past, that they're beginning to raise awareness and, and turn heads. Not turn heads. Not raise awareness either. But, beginning to question Arteta's spot. Because only now they're really starting to go, actually, Arteta hasn't done very good. But they've been mid-table. They've been a mid-table club or below mid-table, and that just shows. I feel like that shows their expectations, and that isn't a dig at any Arsenal fan. If anything, this is our. We have sympathy for you. I think.
Yeah.
As an actual size of a club, Arsenal are a big club. No one can deny they're a big club that are going through a phase where they're not playing anywhere near good enough.
And I think they could get stuck in this phase because who's going to want to go there?
They might get, and that is the big worry for the fans of Arsenal.
They talk about Eduardo Camavinga, but they don't have the pull for that anymore. Nobody wants to go there. And I think one more point is that Arsenal fans complain so much about when you're only getting fourth, and Arteta's in ninth. I find it so funny.
Yeah,
Arsenal fan TV consistently moaning about Wenger and then Arteta's in ninth. But they love him. It's just, yeah.
Next up, the Liverpool manager. It's been a weird season for Liverpool. Obviously, last season had a massive season. Won the Premier League. This season, a big disappointment. Jurgen Klopp. Where would you put him? I know where I'd put him, but I'm gonna
Mr. Klopp. Probably, he's got to be very good, hasn't he?
I was going to put him in the bottom of world class.
World class. I think top very good is more appropriate. I don't think he's world class. He did well with Liverpool.
I think he's world class. Yeah, that
Dortmund side.
Yeah, that I was going to say. Hang on, are you reading the future? Unconfirmed sources say that Jurgen Klopp is set. He is in London right now. We've actually got some live footage. Here he is. He's walking in. But yeah,
his gegenpress is good. Gegenpress is very good. But his title defence this year has been so shambolic. If you'd asked me at the end of the last season, similar with Nuno, would have been world class Klopp. But it's just been so poor. It's got to be one of the worst title defences ever. They're down in like 7th. It's up there with Chelsea's back in when Mourinho.
I just think what he did at Dortmund was good. What he did at Liverpool was sensational.
No, he did win the league. So to be fair to him,
I think if he goes very good, he goes very top of very good. If he goes world class, I'd say he goes behind, the likes of Ancelotti and Bielsa.
Yeah.
And the only, I think just something worth stating, in my opinion, the reason why I'd only put him there is because, obviously, we're putting Pep Guardiola in there because, Man City isn't the only team that he's done really well at. Ancelotti, he's done well at loads of clubs. Bielsa, the same. So that's the only issue with Jurgen Klopp here, is that he did decent at Dortmund and very, very good at Liverpool. If he was to then go to another club and do very, very good and have that consistency of every single club that he goes to, then he would belong, with
I just think
Pep
this
Guardiola.
title defence with Liverpool, and similar with Dortmund, has shown how yeah, he's good for a year, but his system just takes so much out of the players that they just can't do it 2 years in a row. You end up with the first season's good, but then once the second season hits, players starting to get injured. And that's a big
That
problem.
was
As
the
soon as
big
players
issue.
get
That was
injured
the
for
big
Jurgen
issue for
Klopp,
Liverpool. They didn't know what
it
to do
goes
without Van
downhill.
Dijk. I think no one can. In my personal opinion, I don't think anyone can say that I'm wrong here
He
in
relies
saying
so
that
heavily on his starting 11.
Van Dijk is the most important player for
crazy.
Liverpool by a country mile. They just panicked as soon as he got injured. I can't remember where I heard it, but apparently there was scenes in the dressing room. The dressing room was panicking. It all went they were in the bin as soon as Van Dijk gets injured. They didn't know what to do, and that's a red flag. That is a red flag. They relied on that defender for for every single opportunity. It was a bit of a stinker for Liverpool this year, but I think Jurgen Klopp remains a very good manager. I've actually put him world class, bottom of world class. I think that's only because, or especially because of last season, and obviously he's done well at Liverpool. He's done very well at Liverpool, but
yeah, I mean he won their first Premier League title ever. That's pretty big. And he won a Champions League.
He's a very
so
good manager.
Well.
Don't take us incorrect. Don't take us wrong here. Young Klopp is a very good manager. We're not slating him at all.
That's reserved for Arteta.
That's reserved. Yeah. Well, maybe someone else will go there. Someone else will go there. Watch till the end. Next up, David Moyes.
Interesting. Very.
They have once again. We've said it for a lot of clubs. Very interesting season. It's been a very different and interesting season for a lot of clubs. West Ham being probably one of the most interesting ones here. They are now fifth?
West Ham are very good.
So
yeah. Fifth.
Yeah, fifth. Liverpool are very 1 point behind them as of recording this video. So where would you put him? Is it down to the manager, or is it down just to the players, or is it a bit of both?
David Moyes.
Would he put him in a good, very good? I don't think he doesn't get world class.
He's taken West Ham right up there. I don't think he's world class, no. Because if you look back at what he did at United,
he's not well. I don't think you can put him up there with the likes of Pep.
Special. I think for this season, very good. Bottom, very good though. Yeah.
I think if you asked us last season, for instance, before he did this whole run with West Ham, we'd probably put him good tops. But because I think he's shown himself as a good manager this season for West Ham, and he's earned that spot in the very good. He's done very, very good at West Ham, so I think he deserves that spot. Okay, moving on to the second claret and blue team. Dean Smith, that is correct, isn't it?
It's Dean Smith. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Also the third claret and blue team, but we move.
Third?
Also
yeah. Don't mind me. Just Corte. These goggles, man. These make me colorblind, and what's that? What world class is that? That's yellow, isn't it? Yeah, world class is under yellow. So yeah. Dean Smith. Where would you put him?
Dean Smith, good. Probably in between.
I'd personally put him. I'd put him there, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, above Nuno, that works. Yeah.
I think that's fair. Hasenhuttl, we're really backing him, haven't we? We've really backing him, considering he's had a couple of stinkers, 9-1 losses. We are really backing him.
Maybe Dean Smith above him then. Maybe I just remembered that 9-0 to United the other week. Put Dean Smith up.
Maybe Nuno. Is Nuno coming in?
West Ham's been awful this season.
I think that's fair. Dean Smith, the top of good. The next one, before we clicked record, we were already having disagreements about this one. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn. Jose Mourinho.
My popcorn's firmly grabbed.
Jose Mourinho. Where would you put him? And you're going to say, I'm not going to move it to where you say necessarily. Where would you put him? Then I'll say where I'll put him. And we'll probably meet in the middle.
I would put him.
Unless you go ridiculous.
Between Pep Guardiola and Carlo Ancelotti.
There seems to be a bit of a disagreement in the call. Heated debate incoming. No, let's try to keep it cool. Well, much like Jose Mourinho hasn't. He hasn't kept cool at the last 2 clubs he's been at. Obviously, Manchester United, Tottenham. Both clubs. He's caused absolute chaos. In my opinion, he's lost it. That spark, he's lost it.
I do agree with you on that one. He hasn't been very good at his last 2 clubs.
I think it's about weighing up what he's got now, and also he has been very good.
That's what with Daniel Levy and the Glazers as owners. That's incredibly hard to work with. You're not given the budget you need to do what he's needed to do. Yeah, but
you've got to remember, Jose Mourinho was giving triple the budget that Pochettino was given, so consider himself lucky.
Yeah, I guess. I just think you can't not put him up in world class. What he's done with Chelsea, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Porto, all before that.
How do we add a rank? How do we add a rank?
Last 2 clubs have been, his last 2 clubs have been a bit of a stain on his career, but I think overall Mourinho deserves to be in world class. He's a world class manager.
I think Jose Mourinho, if you were to rank him, okay, I think there's 2 different sides to Jose that you could rank. You could go what he was, back then, and you would say world class. You can also say what he was in the last 2 clubs he's managed.
Where do you think he belongs?
I would say maybe very good, because I think he's been demoted based off the last 2. But I think we let's go back to what I was gonna say of. I think if you were to go what he's done at the last 2 clubs and that alone, I don't think you could put him any higher than good.
Okay, that's interesting.
But back at at the back in time, time machine things. I think he would probably go in world class if you were to eliminate
just
the
last
2
years into account. Then he's probably a stinker. But the fact is that he wouldn't have been at those jobs if he wasn't already a world class manager. And what he's done at Chelsea, Real Madrid, Inter, and Porto before those 2 clubs massively overshadows what he's done at Tottenham and Manchester United. So for that reason, he's world class. He is just a world class manager.
I think at the moment, I don't think he's world class, but he was world class. This is the issue we've got here. Do we go world class, or do we just go?
I think he's min world class.
There you go. There you go. World class Jose used to be. There you go. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's go.
Ryan Mason. We're going to put Ryan Mason there.
Ryan Mason, he's got to be top of world. Better than Pep Guardiola.
He's already lost the cup final. He should be in Sixth Foot Manager.
Okay, so Jose Mourinho, world class, or well, Jose used to be. That's the rank that he's going to be getting. And Jose Mourinho, if you're watching, call us up. 10 grand, we might change the rank. So, moving on, we've got 2 managers remaining. Both have been sacked. This one, Jack. Frank Lampard.
Good Frank. Probably good. Just above Dean Smith.
Oh, I was gonna go stick to Football Manager. Stick to Football Manager. I think, but
Chelsea would not be where they are right now without Frank Lampard's first season. Not a chance. He's Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Fikayo Tomori, Reece James, Callum Hudson-Odoi, all would not have got a shot in that team. But because Frank came in and he laid the boundaries down for Thomas Tuchel to do what he has done with that Chelsea side.
Yeah, but the issue is that second season he had them all. He had that group of players. It just shows. It shows number one how good Tuchel is, but also how bad Frank Lampard is as a manager. Frank Lampard was having stinky performances. Tuchel comes in and all of a sudden...
After Christmas, yeah. If you look at the first half of the season, he was brilliant. If you look at his first season, he was brilliant. After Christmas, he was poor. But it wasn't like we were losing every game 5-0. Like, we recorded some poor losses, but Frank certainly wasn't awful.
Maybe head of Stinker?
I don't think he deserved a sack at the time. Stinker, you are waffling, mate.
Head of Stinker. Very back end of good. If you want to go, if you really want to go there.
You think he's on the same level as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you waffling Donny?
Well, no, he's ahead of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is, but I think that is actually quite fair. I think that's actually quite fair. When you put it like that, I think that's quite fair. Just above Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Down there with Steve Bruce. Okay, the final
Hang on,
manager.
no, wait. We need to do Thomas Tuchel, mate. Come on.
Okay, Thomas Tuchel will be
World class. Easy.
Do you think, though?
Easy. He's taken Chelsea from 9th or 8th in the Premier League to
you've also got to remember,
fighting at the top, and he's taken to a Champions League final and an FA Cup final.
You've also got to remember, though, I think it'd be a bit ahead to go world class because he's only spent so long. It's a bit like what we got with Jurgen Klopp, in the fact that Jurgen Klopp's done very good at Liverpool, but he hasn't been, he hasn't had that much time. What has Thomas Tuchel done before Chelsea? Obviously, he managed PSG. But
the French league, which isn't too hard to do with PSG, got to a Champions League final twice. Very good with Dortmund. Did he? No, sorry, he didn't get to Champions League final with Dortmund. That was Klopp. But he did well at Dortmund.
I think you'd put him top of very good. But I think if he continues these performances with Chelsea into next season, he would be world class.
We're in the Champions League, and we've beaten Pep. I mean, have you not seen the managers he's beaten so far without conceding? With conceding just one goal.
I rate him as a manager. I don't think we should take it as in. I don't think he's up there with Ancelotti. I think the way that we've ranked the managers, I think it'd be incorrect to put him in world class. Because I think we're going off record, what they've done in their whole career. Thomas Tuchel has only just come in, and he's done well.
Bielsa is world class. If you've got Bielsa in world class, you have to have Thomas Tuchel.
I think you could put him very good, but I don't think quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think that's necessarily an insult to his current performances at all. I think he's a very good manager, but I obviously, if he'd just come to Chelsea after doing what Pep Guardiola did at the likes of, let's say Pep Guardiola came into Chelsea and had the same performances with Tuchel, as Tuchel has had, yes, he'd be world class. But it's because Tuchel's just come in. It's just because Tuchel's come in.
May the 29th. He's going to prove you wrong.
No, I'm not saying he's worse than Pep Guardiola. I'm not saying he's worse than Pep Guardiola. But I don't think he would.
I'm not saying he's better than Pep Guardiola in terms of all time. Right now, though,
yeah.
He looks.
If you were to do right now, but I think if you were to do right now, this tier list would change so much. Jose Mourinho stinker. So
we're doing overall, but yeah.
Yeah, we're doing overall, and I think that is fair. Obviously, we haven't actually got a physical photo of him. So here he is. Here he goes.
Yeah. He could be wherever you want him to be.
Where do you put him? Should he stick to Football Manager? Maybe. That would be a bit of a strange decision. But listen, yeah, I rate what he's done at Chelsea. But I don't. Yeah, he doesn't have the record of other clubs. It's obviously he's only just come into Chelsea. Yeah, okay, so I think that kind of sums up my opinions there. I've also realised I did say that we didn't want to waffle as much as we did in the last one. Seems that we have. So finally, Chris Wilder.
We've waffled a lot. Stinker. No, good.
Ooh.
Bottom of good.
Bottom of good. That's what I would have said. If you want to go good, you want to go bottom of good. Chris Wilder. He had a great season at Sheffield United last season. Last season he did great. This season he's had a big stinker. But I don't think he deserves to be in stinker because what he did at Sheffield United. Yeah, I do think that is something. And obviously he did lose Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson was a massive part of why that team was good. Yep. And the facing with Aaron Ramsdale was just not good enough.
Well, there you go. Chris Wilder goes at the bottom of good, and that finishes off the tier list. So, we might as well just go through the tiers just momentarily. So, rock bottom, the worst manager in the Premier League, Arteta.
Mikel Arteta.
That is stick to Football Manager. Stinker, you got the likes of Frank Lampard, Steve Bruce, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Slaven Bilic. Good, you've got Dean... I almost said Dean Henderson. That would have been dodgy. Hasenhüttl. It's good just speaking about him. Hasenhüttl, Nuno, Roy Hodgson, the 90-year-old, Sean Dyche, Chris Wilder, and then in very good Brendan Rodgers, Graham Potter, Scott Parker, and David Moyes, and in world class, Jose used to be Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti, Bielsa, and finally Jose Mourinho is used to be world class, so we're just going to leave it at that. And Jurgen Klopp, obviously, at world class, which I think is fair. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching another TFC video today. We've been recording for 43 minutes, so big up to the people who have watched the whole way. And yeah, big up to the people who's watched the whole way. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe with notifications on.
Next time you'll see us, we'll be in the studio.
The next time you will see us.
Both of us in the studio.
Both of us will be in the studio, ready to discuss some more football. Chatting about football, that is in the name. But yeah,
maybe
thanks for watching today's video.
Review, who knows?
And we will not review, not a popping
off.
Return,
question
not review. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to another TFC video, and we'll see you in the studio. Goodbye.